This is Darren Marchant, and this is American Nomad News. Fog's been moving in. It's not very thick yet, but if conditions continue, it might get quite thick. So it's probably a good idea not to put on makeup while you're driving, as the traffic appears to be getting thicker, especially up towards the mall. God bless, Godspeed. Aim for the stars, land on the moon. With reduced sight distance in the fog, it's probably a good idea not to text and drive. Darren Marchant, American Nomad News, and the weather is foggy, and the traffic is steady, but not crowded, and I don't see any car wrecks at the moment, but give it a minute, you never know. Be careful. God bless. This is Darren Marchant, and this is American Nomad News. It's Darren Marchant with American Nomad News. I've come across something recently that's a little odd. YouTube has apparently set a limit on how many subscriptions I can have. And whether I subscribe to certain YouTube channels or not, I'm still going to get them in my feed, even if I repeatedly click on them and request that they not be sent to my feed. And these are YouTube channels that have a certain style, there's a certain quality to them, and they all have millions of subscribers. So, okay, so let's say that for the advertising dollars, if you have over a certain number of subscriptions and views, you're just automatically going to get fed. So there's no reason for me to subscribe to these channels. It actually limits the originality that I get to see. And I am forced to skip them first in order to get them out of the way, because I'm sick of seeing them. I don't want to see them. If it's the only thing to see, I'm clicking on them, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I want to see. I want to see something unique. I want to see something new. I want to see something fresh. And I'm not. I'm seeing the same short list of acting and presentation over and over and over again. And I'm not seeing the stuff that really makes me feel connected to society. So I've made a policy decision. If you have over 1 million views, I'm going to unsubscribe. I used to subscribe to anything that was interesting to me, but now I've realized that if you have over 1 million subscriptions, I have really no need to subscribe to your channel anyway. It's going to be forced down my gullet anyway. I'm not really pleased with that, but okay. And another thing I discovered were channels with millions of subscribers. The content was terrible. I mean, not even any effort whatsoever. And these are people I'd never heard of, never seen. I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to unsubscribe from them too. I'm thinking there's some way they've hacked it. They've created 1 million bot accounts and gone through and selectively subscribed to each other, so each one gets millions of views and millions of subscriptions, and they get advertising dollars to get a fat paycheck. And they don't have to work at it. They don't have to try. So this is not interesting to me either. This is, and there's no advertising value in this either. So the advertisers that are on these channels are wasting their money paying people who are just programming bots to subscribe to each other. So what's the point? And I'm kind of offended because I have less choice. than I used to. On YouTube, I used to put in a search phrase and I would get things that were directly related to my search phrase. Now I get 1 or 2 items, maybe they're kind of related, but they're in the high view count area, and I get lots of stuff that's just there because it's got lots of views and lots of subscriptions. And I used to be really excited when I found some obscure guy, 3 or 4 or 5 views, and he's from a little seaside town in England, and he's really excited about his town. I thought it was really cool. I like that. And the advertiser shouldn't care. If I'm viewing it and the ad shows up in front of me, I'm the person that's important is the viewer, not the content. The content should be what I choose, and then the advertiser is advertising to a person who is relevant to their product. I'm seeing a lot of advertisements that are not relevant to me. I can't buy a car. Why advertise cars to me? That kind of thing. I don't buy feminine products. Do I look like I buy feminine products? Seriously, do I look like I buy feminine products? Don't advertise that stuff to me. Okay, it's pointless. It really is. Okay. And that's not a sexist thing. I don't need them. There's no way I'm going to need that. So, yeah, if anybody out there has some thoughts on why it is that really interesting content is hard to get it to come. I want to see original content. And when I was looking at Reddit, I was really interested in Reddit when I was at the library. And that's when I think a pissed off librarian hacked my Google account and got me thrown off of Google. But luckily I had the cell phone already plugged in, and so the security risk that Google presents to me was limited by the fact that I'd already gotten a password in, and I don't dare touch it on the cell phone. If I lose this cell phone, I'm probably going to lose my YouTube account and have to start over again, and my Facebook account and all that. When the funny thing is Facebook already knows who I know, partially, and then I lose my other contacts. The other people I'm interested in knowing, they get alienated from me, and so I know that there's something hinky going on, and there's this background cultural thing. But yeah, I find it really interesting that I'm divided from the low view count crowd, and the low view count crowd should be getting more views, but they're not. And it makes me wonder why. Thank you. This is American Nomad News. Darren Marchant, signing off.